Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello my friends, we are from group 3. I'm Rosi Rahmati and my friends Erina Apriani and Uci Supriyadi. Now we will present about drama. Okay, let's begin. So far, we have identified distinct features belonging to fiction and poetry, two genres which rely on the written or spoken word as their primary means of expression. The dramatic or performing arts, however, combine the verbal with the number and non-verbal of optical visual means, including stage, scenery, shifting of scenes, facial expression, gestures, makeup, props, and lighting. This emphasis is also reflected in the word drama itself, which derives from Greek drain, to do, to act, thereby referring to a performance or representation by actors. During the Restoration period in the late 17th century, the comedy of manners or Restoration comedy, portraying citizens from the upper echelons of society in with dialogues, was very popular. The example is William Conrab's in the book The Way of the World and William Wycherley's in the book The Country Wife and are well-known examples. The heroic drama of the time, such as John Dryden, or in the book All for Love, tries to recreate and adapt epic themes on stage. In the Romantic period of the early 19th century, England produced the closest drama, a special form of drama which was not meant to be performed on stage, but rather to be read in private. Percy Bysshe Shelley in the book Prometheus Unbound is a well-known example of this unusual form of drama. Okay, continue. In order to do justice to this change of medium, we ought to consider text, transformation, and performance as three independent levels of a play. Number one is text. There are dialogue, monologue, plot, settings, stage, and direction. And number two, transformation. There are directing, stage, props, lighting, language. And number three is performance. There are actors, method, prop, facial expression, and gestures. Okay, that's all from me. The next speaker is Erina. Times is yours.
In drama, expressionism is characterized by heavy, exaggerated makeup, costumes, and settings. It's interesting that expressionist theater and the theater of the absurd both return to simple, abstract scenery and props. As many experimental pieces were not originally designed for performance in large established theaters, it was possible to experiment with stage forms. In particular, abandoning the traditional proscenium stage allowed for the discovery of new modes of interaction between actors and audience. The last phase, the performance, focuses on the actor, who conveys the combined intents of author and director. It has only been during the last 100 years that the methodological training of actors has established itself as the theatrical phenomenon alongside directing. Until the end of the 19th century, the transformation of the text was almost entirely in the hands of the actor. There are two basic theoretical approaches to modern acting: the external or technical method, and the internal or realistic method. In the external method, the actor is supposed to be able to imitate the moods required in his part by using curtain techniques, but without actually feeling those moods. It relies that impersonation and simulation. The internal method, however, builds on individual identification of the actor with his part, personal experience of feelings, and the internalization of emotions and situations that are required in the part underlie the internal method. With William Shakespeare filming over them, people involved with literature in English have little excuse for brushing drama aside and asserting that poetry and narrative fiction are the really important forms. Yet it has to be said that drama is something of an uneasy bedfellow to poetry, the short story, and the novel when it comes to literary study. This becomes clear as soon as one attempts to give it a comprehensive definition, one like this perhaps: Drama is an drama is an artistic medium in which physical impersonation is used to present the action and situation of fictive characters to assembled audience that hopes to be beguiled, stirred, amused, provoked, or affected in some more profound way by the spectacle created. English drama has involved itself in all these modes and locales, and this is worth stressing to counter the assumption quite common among Western or West-leaning theatergoers that drama is by definition and exclusively something scripted from words before the event and performed by life, speaking human action in purpose-built, general role theaters. Drama has two outstanding characteristics. One is the apparent absence of the author from the play, though there are some interesting exceptions. Poems and novels tend to make us aware of a continuous, controlling voice, the author's own voice, or a voice the author has created. Drama very large dispense with such voices, the appearance of characters living independently through events is a
Hello guys, my name is Wichi Supriyadi. So, in turn, this toolkit of production that almost every play text comes with reflects the system of belief of the society it represents. The varying cast of actors, perhaps including chorus members as well as of improvisers, movement and voice coach, stage and actor managers reveal to us the developing nature and role of theater professions and their contribution to contemporary performance. Modern production of the play don't shy away from its bleak, apocalyptic atmosphere, but rather revel in it, as did Peter Brook's groundbreaking production of 1962. This word is primarily expressed and embodied through the function of the actor. This is all the more the case when it comes to Elizabethan acting, which was not psychological and character-based the modes we are most familiar with today through naturalism and film. Another instance of an incongruous relationship between the performer's phenomenal and semiotic body is cross-gender casting. This of course will always refer to Elizabethan conventions of boys placing women. But crucially, as contemporary scholars claim was the case with this historical convention itself. It serves a vehicle to examine, portray, and sometimes critically analyze gender relations, the position of women, and the absence of actress. Within all the experiments of theatrical modernism, it is, it is as if the whole notion of stage convention is readdressed and the job of the mediating figure, which may have been simply to stage a play, text, becomes the job of director and is elevated into a creative activity in its own right. On the one hand, the so-called emancipation of performance from the literary text held by modernism and the avant-garde allows for the total freedom of the performance event. Okay, that's all from us. I'm sorry for our mistake and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.